Hi guys, welcome back to the cocktail vlog. I'm Steve the bartender, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect martini, or my preferred martini. I'm going to make 4 different kinds, a classic martini, perfect martini, dirty martini, and a fitty-fitty. The last one is pretty self-explanatory. It's 50-50 with both components, but I'm going to make them all 4 side by side, give them a tasting, and give you my feedback as to which one I like. And then I request that you guys in the comments below give feedback, let me know what you prefer. What's your favorite martini recipe? Whether it be vodka, gin, shaken, stirred, dirty, perfect, wet, dry. I'm keen to hear from you. All right, let's get started on the first one. I'm measuring out, I'm actually using all local products except for the orange bitters over here. So I was tasked by Settlers Spirits, which is a local distillery, to make a video for their website. So I have a few bottles of their Juniper 3 Ways. So it's very juniper forward, this gin, absolutely delicious. And I've got the Adelaide Hills Distillery dry vermouth, and actually they're sweet vermouth for one of the other recipes. It's Torino inspired. Sasha can make some incredible products. These are really good quality vermouths. If you're in Australia, check them out. I'll leave a link to all this kind of stuff in the description below. And I've also got some local olives from McLaren Vale, Coriol, some of my favorite olives. And they delivered in like 20 hours, which was awesome. Really good. Just in time for the weekend. So on to the first one. I'm just going to do a classic martini and measure out 2.5 ounces, 75 ml. So use a London Dry, juniper forward gin. That's what I think would work best in a classic martini. In saying that, I'm not a big martini drinker. I did have a few on the weekend for the first time in a long time, which is why I kind of wanted to make this. And follow that with dry vermouth, 15 ml, half an ounce. And add ice to that mixing glass. And don't forget the orange bitters as well. So Regan's bitters, just 1 dash, and stir for 30 or 40 seconds. As it's diluting, I can smell the juniper coming off the gin. It's very potent, it's very aromatic. One thing that can be kind of confusing is if you want to make a drier martini, you actually use less dry vermouth. Now there's more sugar content in the vermouth than there is the gin, so therefore less vermouth makes a dry martini. So strain that into a well-chilled cocktail glass. I really like these shell style julep strainers because they've got a kink in the neck and you can actually just rest them really quite easy on the edge of your mixing glass. So strain it in. Now it does have a really intense color because the juniper is distilled 3 different ways, so therefore there's a lot of oil in that, and when it chills, when you add dilution to your martini, or to your gin I should say, then it goes opaque like that. For garnish, 3 Coriol olives. There you have a classic martini. Cheers. Get some of the citrus notes coming off the gin. It's a very intense martini. Keep in mind though, I only stirred for about 30 or 40 seconds, so if your preference is a little bit more dilution, then stir it a little bit longer. That's a delicious martini, and it's definitely got some kick. There's a lot of juniper in that. Cheers. Next up we have a perfect martini, which involves sweet vermouth as well. So this calls for a little bit less gin this time, 45 ml, 1.5 ounces. There are some recipes that call for equal parts of each. This is just my preferred particular recipe. 22.5 ml, 3/4 ounce of dry vermouth. And the same measurement, 22.5 ml, 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. Add ice and stir it for 30-40 seconds. And again, strain that into a well-chilled glass. Actually looks like a dirty martini with the colour from that sweet vermouth. And this one I want to add a twist of lemon. Really rough cut, nice big twist. There you have a perfect martini. Cheers. Those lemon oils on the top, this makes it really vibrant. It's surprisingly dry, considering we've got the sweet vermouth in there. It's a lot lighter, it's less gin forward, less juniper forward. It's quite a nice martini. Cheers. Onto the dirty martini, which is the same measurements as the classic martini, except it calls for olive brine and muddled olives. So I'm going to add 2 olives in there. This particular recipe, I believe, was created in about 1901 by a New York bartender. If you want to, you can omit the muddling of the olives. It's a little bit easier if they're pitted. Get a little bit of the olive juice, then add 15 ml of the olive brine as well. Don't think I actually mentioned when the martini was first created. I believe it was around the 1870s. I'll leave a link in the description below with some further information regarding the history. If you want to read more, David Wondrick's Imbibe book is actually really good, so check that out. So 75 ml of your preferred gin. This will actually work really well with a savoury style gin. The saltiness would combine really nicely. 15 ml of your dry vermouth, and I'll tuck that one away. Add ice and stir it down. Same again, 30 or 40 seconds. That is a really noisy mixing glass.
Yeah, I can really feel the chunky olives.
Straight into a chilled glass. Probably a little bit too much liquid in that one. Garnished with 3 olives. And there you have a dirty martini. Cheers. It's rich, it's salty. It's dirty. It's exactly what it is. I like it, not as much as a classic martini, but if it was paired with food, that saltiness, you have a savoury style gin or a juniper forward gin, it will work very well. Cheers. Now onto the last martini, the 50-50 or the fitty-fitty. Exactly as it sounds, 50 gin, 50 dry vermouth, 45 ml of each, or it's equal parts, so you can do it however you like. I forgot to mention as well, in the last martini, in the dirty martini, if you like, you can put bitters, you can put lemon or orange bitters, completely up to you. So 45 ml, 1.5 ounces of dry vermouth, add ice, give it a stir. So of course you can change your gin, you can change your vermouth to whatever you like. I wanted to keep it consistent, so I could basically, the differentiating factors were going to be the different styles of martini, so I could judge it comparatively and give a fair response. So I can notice there's a lot less dilution in this one because there's more vermouth, so it's not as cloudy. It's a lower ABV martini. Strain it into your chilled glass. And this one you could garnish with olives or lemon, completely up to you. This was featured in Harry Craddock's Savoy cocktail book, and it didn't call for any bitters in that, so I'm doing it as the original suggests. But Audrey Saunders, back in 2001 from the Pigou Club, her recipe included orange bitters, so it's completely up to you, however you like your martini. There you have a Fitty Fitty. Cheers. The gin and the juniper is much more subdued, and you get the botanical bill from the dry vermouth coming through. So it's complex. It's easier to sip. I quite like this style because you can have a few more of them. And a martini generally you have to drink relatively quickly while it's nice and cold. I believe you could probably sit on this a little bit longer. So there you have 4 variations on the martini. You've got the classic, perfect, dirty, and the 50-50. Now, which one I prefer? Let's give it another taste. Obviously, they've been sitting there for a little bit. I was trying to make this video quite quickly so that they were all still nice and cold. Rich, punchy, really does showcase the gin that you're utilizing in the martini. And the perfect. It's far, far different from a classic martini. A lot sweeter, lighter, lower ABV. It showcases the sweet vermouth in this particular one. The dirty martini. It's kind of got this umami, salty kind of flavor to it. As I said before, I prefer this whilst eating olives or charcuterie board, cheese, something like that. That would pair very well. On its own, not so much, not for me. I'd have to have food with that one. And then the 50-50, Fitty-Fitty. Light, bright, showcases the dry vermouth much more. And my wife's laughing at me in the background. Why?
I can so tell it's your favourite.
Which one? Which one?
Fitty.
Fitty-Fitty. My favourite? It would have to be either the classic martini. I do prefer it wet as it is. So it does have the dry vermouth in there. It's not just a rinse. Or the Fitty-Fitty, it's a hard call. It's depending on the mood. Depends on the gin that you use, depends on the dry vermouth. So if you have your favourite dry vermouth, you want to showcase that, then a Fitty-Fitty. You have your favourite gin, you want to showcase the gin, then a classic. Let me know in the comments below which one your favourite martini is. If you are a martini drinker, do you prefer vodka, gin, shaken, dry, wet, perfect? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, please hit that bell button, and I'll see you soon for another cocktail video. Cheers.